Hi, everybody. It's Patrick. How are you? We have a handful of questions that we're going to do, but if you have one, you need to dive right in, right? Actually, hang on one sec. There we go. There's like a smear right across the front of the camera. Um, so the first question was somebody got soot on a dog bed, and then I got another question today about soot. So I kind of thought I'm gonna tell you a little bit about soot, and we're gonna kind of go into it, get the deep dive, if you will. So soot, the thing about soot or smoke is that it's very, very oily. It's a very, very oily substance. And so if you have soot or hey Ginger, if you have soot or you have smoke or nicotine or whatever, um, then hey Paula, then know that you're going to have to deal with the oil. And usually soot, in the case of this coat, it actually had been through a fire. You really needed sudsy ammonia for that. Soot on this dog bed, I think you can get out with an oily soap. So I think what you're going to do is put oily soap on it and scrub it in with your brush, your horsehair brush, let it rest, and then start blotting it with a lot of clear water. Hey Holly, well thanks. Thanks. Wearing pink. Valentine's Day was tomorrow, so I wanted to wear pink for everybody. So anyway, that's how I think you're going to get that soot out. Um, oh my gosh, do you ever just have one of those moments where you just flake? You soap flake and you forget? I just did it. Okay. So my next question that I got, but the soot one I wanted to answer since it was interesting that it come up a couple of times. The next one I got was about moths, and I had mentioned in a live that you could use lavender like you would use cedar to repel moths. And the customer was sort of curious about that and wanted to know further. You can use lavender. The trick is, it's kind of true with lavender or with cedar or with clove. It has to be real. It can't be fragrance oil. It actually has to be like the essential oil or the product. For lavender, I throw lavender sachets, which are just bits of the lavender flower. I think we have them on the website. I'm going to ask Saya. Saya, we put those lavender sachets on the website, yes? Okay. Okay, we do have them on the website, but you really need an actual lavender flower to repel moths, so it will work. Hey, Pamela, it's snowy in Minnesota too. It's we had a little bit of snow last night, but it's just bitter cold. It was like 0 or below this morning when I left. Well, it was bitter. So anyway, so lavender does work. So a lavender fragranced detergent may or may not work. If it's lavender with an essential oil, it will. If it's lavender with a fragrance oil, it will not. So I just wanted to answer that because somebody asked and I wanted to make sure that I was clear. Because that was a question I hadn't thought about, and yet it was a really good question. Another question that I got in the questions was ink on sneakers. I would use Amedex for that, and I would just blot it on, let it rest, and blot it off. Okay, first of all, I think lavender cedar smells amazing. It's not going to work better or worse. Like if you prefer the cedar, use the cedar. If you prefer the lavender, use the lavender or use the lavender combo. But I'm going to tell you, lavender cedar sounds like it smells amazing. Okay, what's your recommendation for pet hair remover? My cats love to be in my closet, and my morning black wool coats are covered in light hair. I'm thinking cats are funny. I like them because they're kind of have my personality. They're sort of crotchety and perfect. If it's on your coat, those lint rollers work. You can actually mist it with a little bit of water and then hit the lint roller. It works better. If it's really bad, throw a washcloth in your dryer for about 2 minutes, build up a little steam, and then throw the coat in for about 3 minutes with your ball of aluminum foil, and that'll take it off. I will tell you there is a great lint brush. It's meant for pet hair. We used to sell them, and I can't get them anymore, but I see them other places. The bristles look like little, like almost like leather shoelaces, and it was amazing for pet hair. But the supplier we got them from doesn't have them anymore. But I see them online periodically. But you'll know because it'll be the bristles will look kind of like a leather shoestring. Yes, cats are very funny. I'm a big fan. What other questions do we have? So, okay. So, we just had a customer in. So, that's what's going on in the store. Another question that I got a couple of times, which was really about cleaning the house, but I want to answer it because it came up, and I'll answer house questions anytime. She had marks on her stainless fridge, and basically it was like grease, like she thought it was like from butter or something. So the trick was, remember, spray it with rubbing alcohol, wipe it down, and then buff it with about 3 drops of olive oil, and or mineral oil, and it will keep that from. It'll make it like touch free, but it will also get those spots out. So kind of remember that that's there. We have another one. Hang on. Maple syrup on her sweatshirt. I have a bar and a laundry soap, and then brush. Yes, that is absolutely correct, Kristen. Shout out to Austin. But yeah, that's absolutely correct. Maple syrup, soap and a brush, then wash. The reason you want to use the soap and the brush is you want to get the sugar. That's the big concern, is get the sugar out, because you want to make sure the sugar is not in the fabric, because it'll caramelize if it goes into the dryer. And that's how you get like a phantom stain. So kind of scrape it off and then scrub it out with soap and a brush. But maple syrup also sounds delicious. And right now I want a waffle. Earlier today, Jason was doing a quiz on waffles versus pancakes versus French toast. And most people prefer French toast, but no, waffle. I love them, and I never get to have them. I haven't had one in ever. Oh man, that sounds good. Waffle. Okay. So those came up, and then I also got a question, and this was very strange, and she sent me the photos, but I want to describe to you what happened. It was a sweatshirt, a white sweatshirt, but it had black in the hood, and the black, it had like black specks on the back of it. It was really weird. Where the hood had run onto the sweatshirt, and we had to use Carbona Color Run Remover, and I think she was still working on it. It was quite a process. Okay, hang on. Okay, first of all, anybody who asks a question about Diet Coke, you're my people. I love Diet Coke. Everyone knows I'm famous for my love of Diet Coke. Diet Coke will come out with soap and a brush. I'm going to tell you the grease. Your coat needs oily soap, like stain solution from the laundress will work. The big thing about white shirts is to keep them that beautiful white color, use a tiny bit of detergent. I don't know if you're using our soap flakes or not, but I love them. But even if you're not, use a tiny bit of detergent, because that will keep them white so they won't get dingy. See, we're waffle people. We're just waffle people. By the way, I think I'm gonna have to have a waffle sundae now. I can't think of where I can get one in the mall. Going back to the white shirt, I will also tell you, with your white shirts, if you, oh my gosh, what is up today? I don't know. And maybe I haven't had enough Diet Coke. With your white shirts, if you hang them immediately after you wear them and let them breathe before you put them back in the closet, it helps them stay whiter. It's a weird fact. The best way to wash microfiber cloths is to wash them in soap, not detergent. Detergent leaves a residue. You either want to use soap or you actually can just wash them with vinegar and use nothing else. I recently had that happen with somebody. They washed them and they got like grease on them, and I actually told her just wash them in really hot water with nothing, and they worked great. Okay, that sort of those old musty odors. Oxygen bleach. That's really just mildew. So use oxygen bleach, and polyester especially, because polyester is hydrophobic and oleophilic. It hates water. It loves oil. There's your tip for the day. Thank you, Dr. Easter. Um, and the oxygen bleach will break down that oil and you'll get it. Hold on one sec. Should I wash dish towels on a hot wash? I don't. I wash them on warm with everything else. And I have great luck with them. Um, so you tried oxygen bleach. Huh. You know what? I would do a more concentrated. I'd do a couple tablespoons of oxygen bleach in like a sink, like the laundry sink of hot water, and I'd let them sit for about an hour. Oh, I should get a mini waffle maker. That's a great idea. Lanolin balm out of Modal. That's a really good question. I would use oily soap. It'll be fine on the Modal fabric, but let it sit a couple hours because it's going to need time to penetrate that fabric to lift it out. So put your stain solution on, let it sit a couple hours, and then wash it. Yeah, I know what you mean, Ashley. It's just kind of got that musty kind of feel. That usually is from just kind of a buildup. So maybe just use your oxygen bleach and not use any detergent. That might be the trick from that. Couple fun things to tell you. If you are a fan of the farmhouse, and I know many people are, it'll be back in stock later this afternoon. We've been waiting on it since before Christmas. That's exciting. Sudsy ammonia might be great on the microfiber. Because there's nothing in there that would harm. Actually, sudsy ammonia would even work on the pajamas if you don't mind using it. And it wouldn't hurt the fire retardancy of the pajamas because children's pajamas are always fire retardant, which also makes them harder to get clean. It's one of the reasons they're often polyester because it holds the fire retardant better. And anyway, I was telling you that farmhouse is back in the store, and we got a bunch of brushes in. They're so great. You should look on the website for all the brushes because they're really, really nice. There's a brush for pots and pans. There's a vegetable brush. There's some really nice things. It's sort of fun. It's just fun to have new brushes because they're fun to play with. I've played with them all at home. Yeah, so that's everything I have going. Any other questions from you? Oh, and several of you told me you made the potato salad. Wasn't it to die for? I keep trying to think of more reasons I should make potato salad. I kind of just want to have it in my fridge all the time, but I'm afraid I would get tired of it. But oh, it's just so good. Oh, so good. And it's different. And somebody said, well, it's like making custard. And that is exactly the way to describe it. I'd never thought of it, but yeah, that's perfect. That's the perfect description is, cooking that dressing gives it that custardy texture. And that's why it's so tasty. All right. That is all we have going for this week. If you're in Oregon, remember in 2 weeks, I'm at the Eugene Home Show. And yeah, otherwise, I hope everybody has a really great week. Happy Valentine's Day. I love all of you and laundry love, and house love everyone. So, that's sort of fun. But yeah, potato salad for the win. So everybody have the